Hey there everyone, so today I'm going to go over some in your house bowling that you can do. Alright, so I'm going to go over a few things so that you can bowl in your house. You can do it in anywhere that you have some space, a living room or a hallway or your room if you have enough space in your room. You can actually do this outside as well, definitely, but I'm going to show you how to do this inside today. So I'm using my hallway for the bowling, and my dog is barking in the background, so just ignore her. Okay, so first thing, what you can use to do your bowling, okay? So if you have a ball is probably the best thing to use. Make sure it's soft. You don't want to use a bowling ball because that's a little hard. So you want to pick something that's soft, and the bigger the ball, the easier it's going to be to knock the pins over. And the smaller the ball, the harder it's going to be. So I've got a couple things here. I've got a tennis ball that I can use, which will probably be about medium hard. And then I've also got a tiny little tennis ball. So if I want to do make it really difficult, then I can use a tiny tennis ball. You could use a soccer ball, which would be easier because it's bigger. Or any other ball that you have, as long as it's relatively soft. Now, if you don't have a ball, that's okay. You can also bowl with a pair of socks. So I've got a pair of socks here. So I'm going to take this pair of socks, and I'm going to turn this into my bowling ball. Okay, there we go. So now I have a little bowling ball that I can use to bowl and knock my pins over. So if you don't have a ball, that's okay. You can use a pair of socks. Now, what you're going to use as pins, you can use a few different things, okay? If you have used toilet paper rolls, you can use those. Those are actually pretty great. Same with paper towel, empty paper towel rolls, you can use those. If you don't have any of those, you can use some cans, empty cans, okay? Full cans would be hard. So empty cans, all right? You could use empty water bottles. Those you could use maybe if you have some blocks. You could use some blocks. You don't want to use anything glass though. You could use plastic cups from your kitchen. Just don't use anything glass because if they knock over, they could break. Okay. So those are the things for the equipment. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my little bowling alley. Okay, you can decide how many pins you want to use. I'm going to start with 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with my toilet paper rolls because I've got a few of those. So I'm going to set those up where you can see it, and I'm just going to put them in a triangle. Okay, now you can do this with as much pins as you want. In the actual bowling game, there's 10 pins, but if you don't have that many things, you can use, I'm going to use 3, okay? I'll use the socks, because that's what probably a lot of us are going to use. And then also, depending on how far you stand, it'll be easier or harder. So the closer you stand, the easier it'll be. The harder it is, the farther you stand away from them, okay? So I'm going to start with about 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to start there. Now I can start here and try bowling from here, and then if that's too easy, I can move back. All right. So when I bowl, okay, I'm going to do an underhand roll. Okay, so I'm going to bring my arm back behind me. I'm going to step forward with the opposite foot, and then I'm going to roll the socks on the ground like this. Oh yes, I got 2 of them. All right, so I still have 1 standing, so I'm going to go. And I'm going to grab my socks again. I'm going to go back 3 steps, 2, 3. I'm going to see if I can knock over my next, or my last pin. Yes! All right, so I knocked over my pins in 2 times. Okay, now this time I might want to make it a little harder by adding more things to knock down. So I'm going to get some toilet rolls and some cans. So I'm going to set up a few different things here. All right, so set up my cans, and then I'm going to set up some empty toilet rolls behind it. grab my socks to bowl. All right, move it a little bit forward so you can see it. All right, there we go. You can really do any formation you want. In bowling, they're they're in a triangle kind of formation. So, and I'm going to go a little farther back this time to make it a little harder. So I'm going to go 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm a little farther away this time. All right, here we go. Let's see how I do. Oh, I got 3. I got 3. I have 3 left. So I'm going to go and try again. All right, let's see if I can get them all down in my second bowl. Oh, I missed. I missed them completely that time, and that's okay. So, and I would keep trying till I knock them over. Now, you can play this on your own, just practice on your own, or you can challenge a family member. You guys can all play against each other and just keep track if you want. If you don't want to keep track, that's fine either. If you do want to keep track of how many times, just count how many times it takes each of you to knock over all the pins and then see who wins. So that is indoor bowling.